Shalom, shalom. Hey, before I get started, before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwarash. Double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akyam, that's I have pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. Shalom to the sincere sisters as well. Another Saturday, another lesson en route, pre-camp. And the title of this is something to the extent of basically desire of the flesh will be the downfall of most, you know. Not having control over your lust will be the main reason why majority of people will bow to the image of the beast. All right. And I saw this post the other day, and I thought it was a pretty interesting post. Somebody said that from the strongest man Samson to the wisest man Solomon, lust was their downfall. And I was like, that's a really great point, you know. Lust, you know, which there's a balance to it, you know. We're in the flesh, so you're going to have desires. It's not about being without desires, you know. It's about having them in check, you know, having them in check to be able to understand, you know, patience. Patience is denying yourself something now for later, you know. And you know, we're learning all of these different skills through being in traffic, you know, not getting what you want when you want it. You know, so many elements work our patience, you know. But if you don't have it in check, which most people don't, they're going to fall victim. You know, they're going to fall victim to their, what does it speak about in the book of Revelation? That time, the hour of temptation. The hour of temptation. What is that? What is that? Okay. Everybody's going to be tempted to please the flesh. That's really what it's going into. See, the way that this devil is going to get most to submit to the mark of the beast, right? The MOTB is basically through basically submitting to their flesh. All right, having to submit to your flesh. Most people out here can't go a day or two without sugar. Most people can't go a day or two without food. All right, you had this guy, what was his name? Henry Kissinger said that, you know, he who controls the food controls the people. Let these people take full control over the food, and you can't go to your local grocery store or your local Walmart and go get a pack of chicken or some rice and see how quick people are willing to submit. That's just the truth. Like I said, I'm driving, so I'm not going to be able to read these scriptures, but I could quote them, you know. And that's easy. That's why I said it's all fun and games, but what do you think of this famine really is? You think it's because there's actually no food? No. They've been messing with the source of food for years now. Their plan is to squeeze you. They're going to squeeze us, excuse me. But those that have faith, those that the Lord be with, Lord willingly, I'll be part of that number. The Lord have mercy on me and my household, and you that are sincere. You know, the Lord said you shall eat, but the masses of the people are not going to eat. Most people are not realizing how close we are to the day where there's no more access to grocery stores. You just can't go in a grocery store. You just can't go in there and just I'm gonna get me, you know, some chicken thighs and make your favorite chicken dish or your favorite beef dish or your favorite vegetarian dish, whatever your favorite dish is. You're not gonna be able to go do that soon. See, before it even gets to the point of the MOTB, they're gonna price you out. That's why I said the part of your lust and desires is not just your after dark lust. Oh, your flesh desires a good meals, good chicken, good steak dinners, good fish dinners, desserts. That's what the body desires. The body don't desire fucking bitter melon and, you know, black seed oil. The body don't be like, I could surely use that. Or, hey, you know what I really could use right now? I could just go without. The body never says that. The body never tells you, hey, you know what, man, today be a good day to fast. Yeah, I'm not gonna eat for 24 hours. That's not how the body works. And the elite of this place, they know that. They know that people are slaves to their bodies. And then they've been pumping your food and everything you can think of with all kind of chemicals and all kind of additives that are also destroyed your brain disruptors. You don't even realize how addicted you are to certain things, certain ingredients. You don't even realize it. They know that. You think they don't? You think they don't know? That's why it's crazy. Like, people are, you know, even I see the comment, you know, laughter and all of this. Like, you think it's funny that the people that we're living in a time where they could easily starve you out if they chose to. That's funny. That's why I said it's like, you know, to be real with you, if to you sincere men and women that are out there, man, really fuck this internet shit, because most of this shit is really bots and weirdos. But we're about to enter into a time where the game plan is going to be all the way over. What are you going to do when you can't feed your family? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's why I said, are you going to go, are you going to lean into the spirit? Or are you going to lean into the flesh? Most are going to lean into the flesh. Majority will lean into the flesh. You can say whatever you want to say. Majority of you, the only ones that will not lean into the flesh will be the elect of the Lord, and those that the Lord has his hand around, that are doing what they're supposed to be doing right now, and those that the Lord will have mercy on. But the majority are about to experience real tribulation, because they're all flesh. And I'm about to hop out this vehicle. I gotta drop a package off. I'm not gonna cut this off. All right, that's just the truth of the matter. A lot of things don't get spoken on in this world because it's somewhat uncomfortable. But a lot of people have. We see the flavor of the month with his sexual deviant ways was exposed. Well, what do you think is gonna happen with a lot of people when they can't get their release in those regards, man? That's where it speaks of in Isaiah the 13th chapter about, you know, people's wives being ravished, man. See, I'm up here at the post office. This is, man, shit like a third world country. Hold on real quick. Yeah, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Yep, Salakia. Still regular people gotta do regular things, you know. So again, dealing with this flesh, like I'm up here, you know, at the post office, and man, there's hella homeless people sleeping in front of the, like, this is what's increasing, man. That's why I said it's kind of, you know, it's funny. Everything is fun and games with people, but what I've learned, a lot of you people are just laughing because it's just a trauma response. It's how you deal with stress. You laugh. You make it all a joke and make it, you know, it's like it's just a way for you to protect your fragile psyche, you know, your fragile ego, so to speak. All right. So again, that's the apocalypse. That's literally Jacob's trouble. Part of Jacob's trouble is literally civil unrest. But when there's no civil unrest, that means everything is broken down, as another term for it, anarchy. That's the next space. That's where this is heading to. A lack of a loss of control. See, man, you got these anti-Trump protests damn near weekly at this point. What do you think is gonna, man? Damn. Everything is fragile right now. Scripture say in Isaiah, what is that, the 30th chapter? It's as a breaching wall. The iniquities of this place. This place is as a breaching wall. Imagine the Hoover Dam with cracks in it. This place is one or two little cracks away until all out. It explodes. Let these tariffs really stick. Let these items let something like that stick for a week, for a few weeks. Let a month go by. Let a month go by where people, outrageous prices, hyperinflation. See? There's other things that are occurring that people aren't even really speaking on in media. Mainstream media, which is the fact that the US dollar is not even, it's at its lowest use ever as far as the world currency. But then you ask the average person to explain, what does that even mean, that the US dollar is the world currency and blah, 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 blah. They don't know what that means. They don't understand. That's why I say, this thing's about to get harder. More pressure. Out of nowhere changes. That's it. The dynamics. All that's about to change, man. Jobs. Everything, man. We're in a very pivotal point of time right now. That's why, again, going back to the original point, with all of us, including myself, we all, hey man, this is a time to really, you got to have your desires. That's why, I was watching, what really inspired this, I was watching the elders, and it was basically going into this, Elder Yashua and Elder Ariella, about being in a cult and understanding. They were going into that subject matter and hating your life. Hey, 144. All praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You got to understand, like, what does that really mean? Does that mean to put yourself in depression? No. That means you understand that this life is really just, you really got to understand we're passing through. You really got to understand that. You can't just flirt with it or, you know, metaphorically speak on it. Like, no, you got to really, like, there's nothing here for us. And the sooner that you recognize that and become comfortable with that, the better. In my opinion, all right? My opinion is backed by biblical facts, but I'm speaking in the fact of you'll kick at the pricks of your own life. You'll be forcing the course of the river. Forsake this place. There's nothing left. Everybody talking about, oh, another recession. We'll be all right. No, the fuck you aren't, man. What are you talking about? This isn't just another recession. The carrot that they are hanging and dangling in front of the working class is not enough of a fucking carrot. Do you not understand that? See, it was easy in the 70s and the 80s. The American dream was the carrot. That was the carrot. Oh man, I just gotta work hard to establish myself, to be able to buy a house, make some money, so that, you know, a fairly unused woman will love me and have babies with me. That was the American dream, man. Don't nobody give a, man, Esau don't even, the so-called white man don't even give a fuck about that shit no more. He don't even care. He don't want the American dream. That's why I said, are you, this is why you have to understand the times. As the scriptures say, redeeming the times, measuring the times diligently. You got to really see what's going on with the people, man. You had Trump the other day. What is he pushing? He's saying that they're looking at possibly giving $5,000 bonuses to families or whoever that have babies. And I've been talking about this for years through the spirit, just behind the scenes. I remember I was talking to an aunt of mine and they were talking about business plans, and I said, really? If you could ask me at any business, I said it would be something to connect people. You know, the connection of people is killed. Niggas ain't, listen, man, you can't trick men into doing unnecessary work anymore in the name of trying to appease a woman or attract a woman. That time is over. People, that you had the stat the other day come out that for the first time ever, more women over the age of 40 are pregnant with children than teenagers. And people are like, oh, do you understand that speaks to the connection of people? See, this world has freaked out and made these things weird. What I'm speaking to is, in other cultures, families get started at a lot younger of an age. All right? But instead, this weirdo society wants to push it where you don't have your first fucking child until you're 35. Your oldest child, that child ain't gonna be grown until your ass is goddamn 60. But that's the way of the white man. Everything about this place is destroyed. Isaiah the 19th chapter. It's a very perverse spirit in this place. It's backwards. It doesn't matter if you move left or right. This place is cooked. That's why I said you're a zombie yourself if you can't comprehend how this place don't have it. You got a certain sector of people that just have this like, oh, I'm a grind till I make it, grind hard. You gotta grind. You gotta grind. You know, that energy. I'll sleep when I die, grind. That energy, right? That's only but a small group. Most people are waking up to the fact that this is all bullshit. That's why I said, man, this is a different time. In 2008, when the recession occurred, most of us millennials were barely out of high school. We were sort of out, most of us were sort of starting to come out of high school. That's the truth. See, when all that '08 and recessions and shit and the internet burst in the '90s, we were babies. This is when they were truly just kicking the can. This is where you get people that are like, hey man, you know what, you fucking boomers. It's you boom. Yeah, because they've been kicking this can of debt and shit down the road for decades. You think you can't kick this can anymore. The ability to kick the can down the road, metaphorically, was because this place was the world's power. It was a superpower. It was respected as one. These other countries, that's where you get Japan, that's where you get China, that's where you get these other countries that come into play that what? They have purchased over time a lot of U.S. debt, bonds and treasuries and things of that nature. That's where you get that from. But that was because America was once seen as an unstoppable force. That's not the case no more. Scriptures say, yet how hast thou become as weak as we? America is weak. America is strong in comparison to other nations, but even so, it's weak. It's weakening. The American dollar is not, these countries have been dumping the American dollar for years now. See, a lot of people are just going to wake up in the total chaos. A lot of people, that's when you're going to wake up. A lot of people are going to come to the realization of all of this in straight chaos. Straight hysteria. That's when you're going to realize what. And even then, as the scriptures say, Isaiah, the 6th chapter. And even then, most of you going to be like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening? This is out of nowhere. Oh, really? Out of nowhere, you say. Like I said, I'm about to close up here in a second. But nevertheless, having the lust of people is what's going to make people bend the knee and bow to the system, bow to the image of the beast. People have no strength when it comes to suffering. And I'm not talking about suffering, self-inflicted suffering. I'm talking about denying yourself what you want because of a higher cause or a bigger reasoning. That's not how most people's minds work. The Lord, if he's with you, he's forcing you to understand cutting the flesh off. A lot of people don't understand that. It's Saturday. The Lord calls us to cut a day off of the week, and a Sabbath. Like, nah, man, this is my day to go teach. You're gonna give me a day out of the week for this, and then you're gonna have the Sabbath. These are cutting off matters of the flesh, cutting off, making us do things outside of what we want to do. Most people only do what they want to do. That's why they're like children. Like I said, it's Saturday. I'm in Atlanta, and these people are just, what do you think they're out here doing? They're out here doing childish shit. Grown, a bunch of adults doing children shit. Just out in the streets. Then you wonder why accidents are higher today. There's a hella accidents, gunshots, violence. Because it's just a bunch of children out here doing bullshit because the society told them, hey, well, it's your day off. Then that I'm a cut up spirit gets into these people. Then you put drugs and alcohol into the mix, a bunch of sugars and fats and foods, and you name it, and you got a fucking concoction of fuckery. Saturday is a day for the flesh. This is a flesh day. Hell yeah, man. Let's go out to the club. Give me some pussy. Yeah. The girls. Oh, girl, I'm gonna get me a man tonight. However that energy goes, it's just the way it goes. I'm just saying, that's just the way of the world. This world is one big amusement park to fulfill your flesh. And you gotta, and the Lord has been consciously helping us deny the flesh. And it's not comfortable at all times, because I mean, yeah, we're in the flesh. Who doesn't want to eat a good steak dinner? Who doesn't want to have sex with, if you're a man, what man does not want to have sex with a beautiful woman? What man doesn't want, you know what I mean, to have enjoy it and laughter? But this is where Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, it is better to be in the house of mourning than the house of mirth. Because the house of mirth, the mourning makes the mind stronger. We gotta have a strong mind for the times that are coming. Most people are idiots, and their brains are going to collapse under the amount of pressure and thoughts that are going to be needed to survive in these times. That's why I say it's like, man, you know, laughter is it's a special person's way of dealing with stress. Some people can't deal with stress. They laugh. They what the fuck is funny? Oh, you know, this is just how I deal. I instead of crying, I laugh. Oh, okay. Real shit. That's how most people are. But in the times that we come in, the only people that's gonna be laughing is the prophets, man. Laugh now, cry later. Cry now, laugh later. Those that are crying now. I'm crying out right now in this lesson, you know. But hey, man, I'm down here. I'm going to close this up. I'm going to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem Karash Barakatah Shalom.